Hello, Calvary. In today's Open the Book devotional, I want to share with you a wonderful thing that a life group has done as a way to be able to encourage you to stay connected if you are in a life group, or if you're not, to look at joining one as soon as the summer is over and the fall semester begins. But wanted to tell you about a life group that actually I'm a part of. I don't lead it, but I'm a part of, and I'm really proud of these people for the way that they have stepped up to do some ministry, some very significant ministry, which really was a series of just small things that has really made a big impact. So let me start off by reading a couple of verses from Romans chapter 12, and in verses 8, 9, 10, and 11 or so, here's what it says. Romans 12. Let love be genuine, abhor what is evil, hold fast to what is good, love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Do not be slothful in zeal, be fervent in spirit, serve the Lord. Rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer, contribute to the needs of the saints, and seek to show hospitality. And then in verse 15 it says, rejoice with those who rejoice, and weep with those who weep, and live in harmony with one another. So I want to use those verses just at a jumping off point to be able to share with you how this life group really practiced that. We became aware of a gentleman in our church. His name is Dave. And really now a couple of years ago, he was almost fatally shot in his driveway coming home one evening. And it was a random shooting. He was shot 3 times, but he lived. He miraculously survived. And in these 2 years, he has gone through more than 30 surgeries, probably more than $10 million worth of medical bills. And he had come to the end of his rope with Kaiser because his condition was so extreme. But Kaiser allowed Stanford then to take over, and he just recently had surgery at Stanford that looks like it will really help him to get his life back in many ways. So I tell you this because in the midst of all this, for over these 2 years' time, the people in our life group have faithfully prayed for Dave. Some have visited him in his home, and sometimes when he was back at the hospital, some of our guys would go and visit him. Many people have texted him encouraging messages just to try and let him know that he's not been forgotten, that we look forward to the time where he will be able to feel better and be stronger and be able to even join our group again. And one of the great things about during this time where the virus happened and we all went online and our groups met online, our group was able to include Dave in our Zoom call and bring him into one of our group meetings as well. And just that was really a real treat to be able to do that while he was still home. And so this group has really done a lot to keep in touch with him and encourage him. And then the last thing, the most recent thing I should say that has been done was he came home just about less than a week ago after being in the hospital for his surgery for over a month. And several from our group got together, went over to his house and decorated the outside of his house, put welcome home signs, welcome home Dave signs on the very spot really where he was originally shot, and on his garage and on his front porch put balloons, and just really encouraged him and made his day when he got home. And so I say all this just to let you know how important it is that we as life groups, or we as believers in groups, how important it is to be able to encourage other people to serve Christ in any way that becomes apparent that we can do. And sometimes it's those little things that add up and make a big difference in the lives of people. So I'm not just bragging on my life group. I want to encourage you, and if you're in a life group, to do the same thing, to find things that you can do to serve other people in the name of the Lord, and let those little things that you do make a big difference in people's lives. We'll be in touch and talk to you later. God bless y'all.